Where would you recommend a guy go to find a traditional woman, and where would you recommend they don't go?
Oh, gosh.
Because I was just at Coachella.
I feel like that's probably not the right place to go.
I think you're probably right.
Yeah, do you learn that?
Well, I didn't really talk
you?
to any like women.
You didn't talk to anybody?
I mean,
You did, Jack.
No,
Who did
no,
you
I-
talk to?
not. My friend was talking to a girl,
Yeah.
and she had a friend, so I kind of like
Yeah.
tried to keep the environment in a good situation.
Excellent.
Yeah, she was actually pretty cool, but I feel like walking around, it was not the ideal situation to probably find a traditional woman.
No, for sure. It's like going to a location where you know that values are in practice, basically, and it doesn't need to be like, I'm going to go to this church that is exactly whatever, because people have all these different opinions about like whether church is a great place to meet people or not. But this thread was basically arguing like, if somebody is showing up to, this workout class every single week and you see them there and there's like repetition, or if they're going to this run club or like a tennis group or whatever it is, it's like joining an activity where it's like you're showing like, I care about health and physical exercise. At least you're like sort of moving in the right path. Or joining some kind of like organized group where you have like similar values. I think that's probably the easiest way. I also think that like on dating apps, you have to be pretty clear about what you want and who you are. I think that's where the pitfalls of dating apps happen, where it's like men and women both are, well, I think it's more with men, less with women, because based on the responses that I've seen, like you were saying, of like women responding to guys if they show any shred of not being a like feminist liberal, that, basically my point in saying this is that you have to be very clear about what you want, and it kind of sucks sometimes because you'll get responses from women who are like, no, this is terrible, but you're waiting. You don't want to date them anyway. So it's like, if you are upfront about what you want and your intention with dating and your values, it is so much better because you weed out the people who are going to dislike you anyway, and then you will attract the people who hopefully are in line with that, which is harder because that means a little more confrontation and being public about things, but I think that's key. But I do think a huge part of it is being in an environment where you're seeing somebody repeatedly and you're seeing them in a group of friends or in some kind of team-related thing. And I wish I had more concrete advice, but I feel like I kind of got out of the dating market pretty quickly.
It's so funny. It made me think like going to a pickleball club or going to a run club and trying to meet someone.
Yeah.
It's like you're going there though for an ulterior motive.
I know.
And that for me like feels a little weird.
Yeah.
But it made me think, and I still think it's so funny. Like I have friends that swear by certain methods. They're like, dude, like, this is gonna sound like they all say like go to a gay bar.
Yeah.
Because if you go to a gay bar,
then it's all the
it's
girls
girls
with
that
their
are
gay
just
best
trying
friends.
it's girls that are just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
They're not like peacocking at a normal bar or a non-gay bar.
For sure.
That's what we call them now, non-gay bars.
Yeah.
where they're trying to show off to guys or whatever.
Yeah.
But at a gay bar, they're just trying to have fun, sing some karaoke.
That actually makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also, I don't know.
Weird.
I guess going out somewhere with the intention of like is
and
a
so
little.
I guess my response to that would be like, I would never join a run club because I hate running. But I would join, maybe like there was my first like summer in Nashville. I'm really bad at volleyball, but I had friends that had like a church volleyball like league, but it was like through the city, but their church group they needed an extra person. I was like, yeah, sure. Like I really like it. Like I didn't go for any purpose of meeting somebody, and I didn't meet somebody, but it's like you find something that you're actually interested in, because if you don't meet anybody, you still get to gain a skill or do something that you enjoy. Whether it's like a gun club or doesn't have to be pickleball. But find something that will enrich your life regardless of whether you meet somebody or not.
Do you think dating now, just from what you've seen, is harder? Or are people just getting too emotionally weak?
I think it's probably a mix of a lot of those factors. I think dating is objectively harder because the social norms have changed, where it's like, and I always say this too, Gen Z wasn't taught how to date. Like, I don't know what your first experience was like asking a girl out or dating, but I got asked out for the first time. My first few dating experiences were all digital. Snapchat, Instagram DM, joining my sorority at college and being like, why are you not on Hinge? You need to be on like Tinder and Hinge. And then like met my first boyfriend on Hinge. And I was only asked out in person. Alex was like, he's the only one that I remember. And I want to make sure I'm not just saying that because I married him. But no, I had one other guy ask me out in person. Everything else was like text, digital, the art of flirting, of like sending signals, of making like women who like won't freaking make eye contact or smile and like show a guy that they're interested, and then men who obviously it's a scary time to just go up and ask a woman out, especially if she's not giving you signals, and it's already hard to be a guy asking somebody out. But it's like that little like dance of dating. I feel like Gen Z just didn't get. We didn't
what's
get
the
that
move?
exposure.
Is it just to get a number, and then once you get a number, then it's to text, or like I guess
I
the
think
numbers.
that's kind of how
It's
it
Instagram
happens.
or Snapchat, and then it's like, hey, you want to meet up?
Yeah.
Is that the?
So my recommendation is it's not even like some new innovative thing. It's to be in like organized groups, because I think for a lot of people there's a social barrier of like comfortability of asking somebody out or approaching for the first number, or even like sparking a conversation, because they're like, I don't know this person. It's very uncomfortable to just go up to somebody in a bar or Home Depot. I would get asked out in like Home Depot when, before even still, I got asked out on a Home Depot like 6 months ago. But that's like a bit weird. Like, and I say this as somebody who has like a very high tolerance. Like, I don't go around saying people are like creeps or whatever. But having like a random guy like kind of follow you through the store and be like,
did he
hey,
see the ring on the finger? Or
he
does
don't know
that,
if he didn't like see
it
or
doesn't
yeah.
matter.
What did he say?
This one wanted my Snapchat so that we could go out, and I was like, you're like 30 years old.
Did
like,
he
I
know who
wanted
you
to be-
were?
I don't
or-
think so. He didn't act like it.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like that, and that's objectively like I feel for the guy, because that's hard to do, regardless, to just like go up to a random girl. But it's also like weird for the girl, and so to make the situation easier for this like digitally stunted couple of generations where everybody's online and the landscape is really weird, it's like Chris Williamson talks about this a lot, but it's like run clubs and pickleball clubs have become like the new dating apps, basically. And the reason why is because you're now going to a place regularly with a semi-regular group of people. Like, you're going to see the same people week over week. And so you can spark up a conversation with very, very low stakes of like, oh, hey, what are you listening to?
I think
Whatever.
that's higher stakes, because you see
Really?
him every week and you're in the same group, and you know
then you can
that
leave.
like
Well, I
the
think
group
she's
if
saying not in like a manner of hitting on them, but in a manner of just like opening up dialogue.
Yeah, I think of just like starting the conversation, because there's so many, like, okay, you have to think about how unsocialized people are right now, especially coming on the heels of COVID, where it's like, I can't even go and talk to somebody in person. So if you just to get off the app, of just like make a friend, of just like being comfortable sparking up conversation so that you get in the habit of doing that. And then maybe you have a conversation for 3 or 4 weeks. See, am I getting good signals? Do I know if she's single? Do I know if he's interested? Whatever it is. And then it creates an environment that's like, oh, okay, we can go out. And then it's also, I think, low stakes, because it's a run club. You can find another run club. Like, it's not like it's at work.
Okay.
Those are like high stakes. Alex and I dated when we worked at the same place. And that's like, I was always very against that, but I kind of like knew I was going to marry him immediately. So I felt okay with it. But in those environments, it feels very low stake. And then, but it creates the social foundation to be able to have those conversations and then like move to like flirting and asking out. And it feels less precarious for the man and the woman, in my opinion.
Now, you might have noticed that I'm someone who pays close attention to trends, and lately I've been noticing cowboy boots everywhere. It's pretty clear that a great pair of boots isn't just for the ranch anymore. They pair incredibly well with everything from casual outfits to full-on business attire, and that's why I'm excited to announce today's sponsor, Tecovas.
Have you ever wondered if you could pull off boots? I'll tell you what, I absolutely have. Let's be honest, you owe it to yourself to try out Tecovas. Tecovas makes handcrafted Western boots with over 200 meticulous steps for a perfect fit right out of the box. Whether you're a lifelong cowboy or a first-time boot buyer like myself, you'll feel right at home in them.
A great pair of boots really just pulls everything together. With Tecovas, you don't just look put together, you feel put together. And trust me, people notice. And right now, you can get 10% off when you sign up for email and text when you go to tecovas.com/iced. That's TECOVAS.com/ICED. Tecovas.com/iced.
Plus, Tecovas backs every pair with their Best in the West guarantee with free returns and exchanges for 30 days. Seriously, guys, I genuinely recommend Tecovas, and if you think you can't pull off cowboy boots, see for yourself. You might be surprised. Thank you so much to Tecovas for sponsoring this episode.